What if the most undervalued crypto in 2025 isn't a meme coin or a hype project, but a network quietly building the future of interoperability? FLR is not just another blockchain, it's the data highway connecting Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and beyond. And almost no one is paying attention yet. I'm Artificial Alina, and you're watching AlinaX. Let's dive deep. FLR, known by its ticker symbol FLR, might just be one of the most undervalued crypto networks in the year 2025. And the funny thing is, most people still don't fully grasp what FLR is actually doing. When people hear about it, they often think it is just another blockchain or just another smart contract chain competing with the likes of Ethereum, Solana, or Avalanche. But that's not what FLR is at all. The real mission of this network is far more ambitious, and when you understand it, you realize that it could play one of the most important roles in the entire future of digital assets. So let's break it down together, and we are going to do it without hype, without empty buzzwords, and without the noise that usually clouds crypto discussions. Instead, this is going to be about the raw utility of FLR, what it is building, and why it matters. Once you see the whole picture, you will understand why some people believe this is one of the most slept-on projects in the space. FLR is a Layer 1 blockchain, but that description alone does not do it justice. It has been designed to bring something that has always been missing in the world of crypto: true interoperability. Interoperability has been one of the holy grails of blockchain technology, yet most of the industry is still stuck in silos. Bitcoin lives in its own world, Ethereum in another, XRP in another, Dogecoin in yet another. Sure, there are bridges and wrapped tokens, but those usually come with centralized custodians, risks of hacks, and complex trade-offs that never quite deliver the seamless experience people hope for. FLR is different. It's not trying to be just another place to run smart contracts. It is not competing to be another copy of Ethereum. Instead, think of FLR as a massive data highway, one that connects everything: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and more. Its goal is to make all of those assets and all of those ecosystems interoperable, secure, and usable in a way that feels natural. That means you could bring the value of Bitcoin into DeFi without going through a centralized bridge. You could use XRP or Dogecoin in applications that today are only possible on Ethereum. You could combine the strengths of one blockchain with the capabilities of another. That's what true interoperability looks like, and that's what FLR is setting out to deliver. One of the killer features that makes this possible is something called FAssets. This system allows non-smart contract assets, such as Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and XRP, to be wrapped into the FLR ecosystem. If you are new to this idea, think of it this way: these assets, on their native chains, do not have smart contracts. Bitcoin is the perfect example. It is the most valuable crypto asset, but you cannot natively run DeFi applications or smart contracts with Bitcoin. The same goes for Dogecoin or Litecoin. With the FAssets, FLR makes it possible to bring those tokens into its network in a secure, decentralized way. Once they are inside FLR, those assets can then be used in decentralized finance, in applications, and even to earn yield. And all of this happens without the risks of centralized bridges, without trusting a custodian, and without the fragile models that have failed so many times in the past. This is why FAssets matter so much. They unlock utility for assets that otherwise sit idle outside of the DeFi world. They give Bitcoin holders, Dogecoin fans, or XRP investors the ability to use their tokens in ways that were never possible before. In short, FAssets take these non-smart contract coins and give them a new life inside an interoperable ecosystem. That is goodbye to unnecessary risk and hello to real, lasting utility. But FLR doesn't stop there. The network also comes with a built-in oracle system called the FLR Time Series Oracle, often abbreviated as FTSO. If you are familiar with oracles in blockchain, you know how critical they are. Smart contracts need access to external data, whether that is token prices, market feeds, or real-world information. The most well-known Oracle provider has been Chainlink, but FLR decided not to depend on an external provider. Instead, it has its own native decentralized Oracle system. The FLR Time Series Oracle pulls in real-time, high-frequency data from multiple sources. This is not something bolted on as an afterthought. It is integrated directly into the base layer of the blockchain. And here's the clever part. The system actually pays data providers in the native FLR token for contributing accurate data. That creates a self-sustaining ecosystem where people are incentivized to provide reliable information while developers can trust the data their contracts rely on. Having this oracle built in means FLR is not just another blockchain. It is a blockchain with its own lifeline of real-time information. And yet, perhaps the most game-changing part of the FLR network is something called the state connector. This is a technology that allows secure, trustless proof of events from any blockchain or even from Web 2 systems. What does that mean in practice? It means that FLR can verify that something happened on Bitcoin and then trigger a smart contract on FLR because of it. It means Ethereum data can be pulled into FLR in a secure way. It means XRP transactions can be recognized and used by contracts on FLR. And it goes even further. Off-chain APIs from Web 2 systems can also be accessed and verified on-chain. Think about the possibilities here. A smart contract could automatically trigger when Bitcoin moves above a certain threshold. A decentralized application could use XRP price feeds directly. A gaming app could trigger in-game rewards based on off-chain data, like scores or events. A financial service could use carbon tracking data pulled directly from trusted external sources. The state connector breaks down the walls that keep blockchains and Web 2 systems isolated, and it does it in a trustless, secure way. No more silos, no more isolated systems. Instead, we get a connected, programmable world of data and value. Why does this matter so much? Because the future of blockchain is not simply going to be multi-chain. It's not about having dozens of isolated chains running in parallel. The real future is about cross-chain, about systems that can talk to each other, about real-world data that is live, verified, and programmable. FLR is not just talking about this future. It is building the rails for it. Rails for value transfer, rails for data flows, rails for interoperability. And the most surprising part is that almost nobody is watching. While the industry gets caught up in the latest meme coin or hype project, FLR is quietly building infrastructure that institutions are going to care deeply about. Let's talk about the tokenomics of FLR for a moment, because this is where things get even more interesting. The FLR token is used for gas fees, governance, and Oracle rewards. That means it has a direct role in the functioning of the network. It also supports native staking and delegation, for example to the FTSO system. The total supply is 100 billion tokens, but it is not just being dumped on the market. The distribution has been structured, with unlocks spread out carefully. There is also the history of an airdrop that created a sticky user base. And importantly, there is a 36-month distribution model that means the initial pressure from early unlocks has already passed, leaving the system with much lower dumping pressure today. This is where many people misunderstand FLR. They see the large supply and immediately assume it is just another inflationary token. But the structured distribution, the native use cases, and the built-in reward mechanisms make it very different. Institutions looking at this kind of setup are not going to be worried about the same things retail traders often fixate on. They will be looking at whether the system works, whether it is secure, and whether it enables real-world applications. And those applications are already brewing. Imagine real-time carbon tracking using external data sources that are verified on-chain. Imagine decentralized finance powered by wrapped Bitcoin, Dogecoin, or XRP through the FAssets system. Imagine GameFi experiences where off-chain events, like live sports scores, can trigger in-game actions or rewards. Imagine real-world APIs integrated directly into blockchain contracts via the state connector. None of this is hypothetical anymore. These use cases are already functional inside FLR's ecosystem. So why is the market still sleeping on FLR? The simple answer is that it is not hyped. It is not memeable. It does not have the easy-to-grasp, surface-level story that other projects sell to the masses. FLR is hard to understand because it is doing something deeper, something more technical, something more infrastructural, and that makes it less likely to trend on social media or be pumped by influencers. But here is the irony. That is exactly why institutions are going to take it seriously. Institutions don't care about memes. They care about infrastructure that works. They care about systems that can handle cross-chain value transfer, that can provide reliable data, that can integrate with real-world APIs, and that can unlock the utility of non-smart contract assets. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear why some people are watching FLR very closely. This network comes with its own native oracle, which is rare and powerful. It enables true interoperability across chains, which is one of the hardest problems in crypto. It can wrap non-smart contract assets like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and XRP into usable forms for DeFi. It can pull in real-world API access through its state connector. It has active developers who are shipping real technology, not just roadmaps. And despite all of this, the price of the token is still considered by many to be undervalued compared to the scope of what it enables. In short, Flare is one of the most slept-on projects in the crypto ecosystem today. It is not flashy, it is not built for hype, but it is quietly building what could become one of the most important layers of infrastructure in the entire blockchain industry. In a world where everyone is chasing the next meme coin or short-term pump, Flare is one of the few projects building something that might actually define the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as I did, smash that thumbs up right now. Don't miss out on our exclusive, never-before-seen insights. Subscribe immediately to join our inner circle at AlinaX and stay ahead with every breaking update. I want to hear your thoughts, questions, and theories, so drop a comment below. Every single one will be read and replied to. Act fast, be part of this revolution, and let's redefine the future together.